Hi yogis, thanks for joining me again. Got another online class for you today. I'm going to try and keep this one short, 20-25 minutes, although keeping to a short time scale when it comes to teaching yoga is definitely not my forte. Today I'd like to focus on hips. Been doing quite a lot of running lately and I thought it would be really nice to just take some long, slow, deep holds and focus on stretching and opening through the hips. So we'll start with a few warming up exercises, some powerful lunges just to get a little bit of heat into the lower body, and then we'll get into some low, slow, deep hip opening postures. So thanks again for joining me. Namaste, let's begin. So come today into downward facing dog. So you're going to place your feet about hip width distance apart, your hands just a little bit wider than your shoulders, spread your fingers and start to have a little bit of a gripping action through the pads of the fingers. We're going to bend the knees here, take an inhale, lift the heels. As you exhale, we're going to roll forwards into a plank position, high plank. So really want for you to focus on that rolling action through the spine. Once we come into plank, take an inhale, exhale, slowly start to lower, drop your knees, and then drop the pelvis down as you come all the way down to your mat. I'm going to point the toes back. Keep the hands where they are, but keep that gripping action through the pads of your fingers. Take an inhale, rolling up into cobra. Pause here for a moment. Just stretching it out, shoulders back and down. And really feel like you're drawing back through the tip of the toenails, extending back. We'll take another inhale here. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes and make your way back to your downward facing dog. And just holding here. Couple of breaths, maybe walk in place, stretching one leg and then the other, and just keep coming back to your breath. So the breath is the main focus of the whole practice, and you know, really it's what the breath is what distinguishes yoga from just stretching or just Eastern calisthenics. So I'm going to remind you again and again and again to focus on your breath, and I'll cue the breath to certain movements. From here, let's come forwards to the front of your mat. Take your feet about hip width distance. We're going to keep the knees bent. This is where we're just beginning to warm up. So knees stay bent. As you inhale, lift up about halfway. Keep pressing down into the feet, and then as you exhale, begin to roll all the way up. Inhale, feel the pose, sweep your arms to the sky, maybe go back a little bit, and then exhale, diving all the way down. Chest comes to the thighs, maybe fingertips to the floor here. And you can begin to straighten just a little more. Take an inhale here, lift up to that halfway point, a nice long spine. Exhale, spread the fingers, press down into the palms and step back to your downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees. Inhale, start to roll forwards into your high plank position. Take a moment, pause, holding, high plank. Drop your knees or take another inhale. And then exhale, coming all the way down to resting on your belly. Point the toes back, inhale, rise up into cobra. Exhale, release, tuck your toes and make your way back to downward facing dog. This time holding in downward dog, we're going to take our left hand beneath us and just holding the outside of your right thigh. And some of you may be able to slide that right hand down towards the heel and start to have a little bit of a twist here. So we're trying to keep the legs, relatively straight, and you're just looking to the right, looking to that window that you've just created. We'll take another breath and then just switch sides. So the left hand comes down, we'll take the right hand across to the outer left thigh. You can perhaps slide it down more towards the back of the heel or the back of the ankle. And just a couple of breaths here. A nice little side stretch, a little bit of a twisting action through the mid-spine. We'll release the hands here, bend the knees, look forwards, and we're going to step or maybe hop lightly your feet forwards to the front of your mat. Feet stay about hip width distance. We're going to inhale, lift up to that halfway point again. Exhale, bowing down. Come rolling up this time. Slowly come all the way up. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, and exhale, palms come to the heart space. Let's take the feet together now. Bend the knees. Inhale, find a chair pose. Holding chair. We're just going to hold chair, but just move with your arms. So inhale, the arms coming up. So a little pulsation through the hips. Exhale, swooping the arms down and back. A couple more like that. Inhale, reaching up, maybe looking up here. Exhale, one more. Inhaling and exhale. From here, inhale, take the palms together, and then exhale, diving down, starting to straighten a little more this time as you fold. Halfway lifting, breathing in, your shoulders move back and down, and then step back or perhaps jump back to downward facing dog. From down dog, bend the knees, look forwards. Start to roll the spine forwards, coming into that plank expression. Inhale, hold the pose, and then this time you can choose on the exhale to come all the way down to the floor, or perhaps hover in a low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, choose cobra or higher, upward dog, so we're lifting the thighs in upward dog, and then exhale, traveling back to your downward facing dog. Let's breathe in here, just take your right leg straight up to the sky, and as you exhale, we're going to lunge that right foot next to the right thumb, and sometimes you need to sort of drag it there and give it a little bit of a hand. Press down into the feet, come right up onto your fingertips and take an inhale, nice long spine here, waving the spine longer. Press down into the feet, come rolling up on the exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms high, and then exhale, just flowing with the arms. We're using this arm movement to emphasize the breath and emphasize the movement of prana. A couple more, inhale, rising, exhale. Last one, inhaling, and exhale. So let's inhale here, take the palms together, maybe look up, maybe reach up, maybe go back a little bit. Know that you can always drop that back knee. We'll take another breath, inhale, and exhale, palms come either side of that front foot. We're going to shift back to a three-legged dog. Right leg comes up and over. Downward facing dog. And we'll do the second side, left side. So let's inhale, take the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, look forwards, and we're going to step or lunge, left foot next to the left thumb. Press down, inhale, wave your spine nice and long. Exhale, come rolling up. Inhale, feel the pose, sweep the arms high, maybe lift the gaze a little bit. And exhale, just moving with the arms. And you'll notice on the exhale that I bend that back knee a little bit. And that just helps us to access that deep core line of muscle, deep core meridian line of muscle. Exhaling, so it makes the pose much more stronger. And exhaling. Let's inhale here, take the palms up, bring the palms together, begin to look up, reach up, maybe go back. No, you can always drop that back knee or take another inhale. And then exhale, slowly take the hands either side of that front foot, shift back, three-legged dog, left leg comes up and over to the right side. You can maybe take it over a little bit more. Keep the head nice and heavy here. No, just be aware of any tension you might be holding or creating in the neck. So we want a nice long neck. One more breath. And then back to your downward facing dog. From here, let's bend the knees. Look forwards. And a little bit of a change here. I want for you to step, hop, or jump your feet to the outside of your hands. So looking to the hands, bend the knees, look forwards, and we're going to step coming into a squat position. So we'll come to face you here. You want to make sure that your heels are pressing down, and sometimes that's a little bit hard for us. You might need to have a little wedge underneath your feet. We want to start to actively press them down so we can start to stretch into the Achilles tendons there in the back of the calves. Let's draw the shoulders back, lift through the spine, and then take temple mudra here. So interlace the fingers and release pointing fingers. Yeah. Take an inhale here. Exhale, push down into the feet, come up about halfway. Inhale, coming down to softening and making space within the belly. Exhale, about halfway. Two more of those. Inhaling, exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, coming up halfway. Inhale, coming down. And then exhale, come all the way up. Hands come to prayer, and you should start to feel a little more heat now building in the lower body from your navel. Come back towards the front of your mat. You should be there already. We're going to inhale, reach our arms up to the sky. Exhale, wave all the way down. halfway lifting, breathing in, and let's exhale, step or jump back to that plank, to that downward dog position, just dropping your head. Let's breathe in here, spreading the toes, take your right leg nice and high. As you exhale, lunge, right foot next to the right thumb. Little twist here, we're going to take the right arm up to the sky. So reaching up with that right arm. You may want to drop that back knee, you may want to use a block or come onto the fist of the left hand. I'm going to come up onto my fingertips, breathing in here, and then exhale, circling that right hand back and down. Inhale, reaching forwards and upwards. Exhale, circle back and down. Again, inhale, forwards and up. Exhale. And this time, begin to take that right arm around your back, grabbing somewhere around that left hip. So we're moving into like a half bound expression in this revolved crescent lunge. Try and lift through the top ribs as we hold here. Keep sending the right knee forwards. One last breath. And just take that right arm up. Look down. Hands come either side of the front foot, and we're going to drop that back knee. From here, half splits pose. You're going to begin to straighten. You want to force it to straight, but slowly moving that front leg towards straight. Shoulders back and down. And then just waving the spine nice and long here as we hold. So I'm pulling the right toes back. I'm holding and focusing on my breath. Should feel the stretch somewhere in the sort of belly of that hamstring muscle on the right side, the hamstring muscle group. We'll take another breath. And then exhale, coming forwards. Back into a low lunge. Let's come onto the top of the back foot now and place both hands to the inside of the right foot. We're going to shuffle the right foot a little bit to the right. Might even come off of your mat. And then if possible, see if you can come onto the outer edge of that right foot, dropping the right knee out to the side. And then we're just going to press our right palm into the right knee. It's also an option to come down to your left forearm. Holding here, so nice deep stretch into that right hip. And then we're going to reach back, grab the left foot, draw it in. So the breath really gives our body a cue, or rather the nervous system gives it a cue to relax and to release, even when we're challenged, even when we're in a challenging yoga pose or a challenging situation in our life. Just starting to integrate and incorporate a deeper conscious breath can completely transform your experiences and your perspective on life and your experience of yoga. We'll take another breath. Gently release here. Let's come up now and just walk that right foot back to its place, so roughly in front of the hip. We're going to come into half pigeon from here, so shuffling that right foot over to the left side. I'm going to wiggle that left foot back a little bit and just inhale, lifting up here nice and tall. Exhale, start to walk your hands a little further forwards, a little bit wider than your shoulders. Inhale, waving upwards through the spine. Exhale, waving down, so my elbows are bending out to the side. Inhale, rising, and exhaling. One more. Inhale, rise, and exhale. So coming down to your forearms here. You can maybe sort of inch, wiggle your ribs a little bit further forward, so really focusing on lengthening within the spine and creating space. This axial extension through the spine. Dropping your head is also an option, or placing your heads to a block. And I like to do this twisting version where I place the left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat, roughly. Left hand in front of the right knee, and my right hand comes out to the side, and I just gently turn, twist my chin towards that right shoulder. And you'll immediately, probably, feel a deeper stretch in that right hip glute area. Some of you, if your knees are okay, can maybe reach back and grab the left foot with the right hand. Gently release. We're going to come up and swing that back leg around. We'll turn to face you. So the left foot this time comes to the outside of your right knee. So I'm not mirroring you. This is my left foot. Left hand comes behind you. Right arm comes up. Right knee on top of the left knee. Sorry, right arm on top of the left knee. We're going to twist. So I'm really pressing down with this right elbow in order to rise upwards through the spine. So really cultivating a sense of heaviness and grounding down through the pelvis, through the hips, but inviting a sense of lightness and lifting up through the spine, the upper body. Let's just change sides. Keep coming back to the breath. So focusing on a very deep exhale, letting the air out, out, out. Turn to face forwards, left ankle on top of the right knee. Inhale, reaching up here. Maybe look up and then exhale, coming forwards and down. And again, just keeping the hips heavy, the spine nice and long, the breath deep. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, maybe come a little further forwards, down. Inhale, rise. And exhaling. Last one, inhale. And exhaling. From here, we're going to come into your boat pose, Navasana. Arms reach out. You can take the hands to the thighs if you need a little more support, or hands to the floor. Inhale, we're going to lean back. So I'll show you the different variations. Exhale, coming up, lifting through the chest, the back of the heart. Inhale, lengthening, straightening. Exhale, from your deep core muscles, we lift back up into boat pose. Let's do another one of those. Inhaling. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to get deep into that belly fire area. One more. Inhale. Exhale. From here, can you come back into Malasana, a squat? Shoulders back and down. And we're just going to straighten, fold forwards. Maybe a little sway here. So my feet are slightly wider than the hips. And I'm just swaying from side to side. So bending one knee and then the other. Just using this inverted posture as an opportunity really to come back to my breath. And then to just stretch out any tension I might have just created. Let's come back towards center and bring your feet together. Bend the knees, inhale, lift up halfway. Keep pressing down into the feet as you exhale, come rolling up like a wave. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bowing down. Find that halfway lift again, inhaling. Exhale, step or jump back, downward facing dog pose. Bend the knees, look forwards. We're going to roll forwards into a high plank position. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees. Come all the way down. Or you can take a chaturanga if you like. Point the toes back. Inhale, cobra or higher, upward facing dog. Exhale, release a little bit and travel back to your downward facing dog. We're going to inhale here, left leg high. Exhale, lunge, left foot next to the left thumb. So again, you have the option of dropping your right knee here. I'm going to keep it straight. Twisting, left arm to the sky. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, circling that left arm back and down. We're going to inhale, reach forwards and upwards. Exhale, back and down. Couple more like that. Inhale, so we're moving to breath. Exhaling, powerful on the exhale. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale. Inhale, take the left arm high. Maybe lift the top ribs. Only if your neck's okay, you draw your chin towards that upper armpit. Otherwise, feel free to look down or to the side. One more breath. We want to drop the hips but lift the chest. And then let's look down. Hands come down. Hands either side of the front foot. I'm going to wiggle that back knee back a little bit. Then place the right knee down. You may need some cushioning or padding for that right knee. So we come into our half splits pose now. Ardha Hanumanasana. And just pause. So it's a little pause in the flow. Vinyasa urgh. I love this one. So it just gets really into the hamstrings. We've already created a bit of heat there, so they're nice and malleable and ready for this stretch. One more breath. And then as you slowly come forwards, I'm going to place the hands to the inside. Just going to wiggle away from the wall a little bit. Inside of the left foot. Shuffle the left foot to the left. And then we're pressing left palm. So coming onto the top of the back foot. You can also come down to your right forearm. Pressing away here. Relaxing through your face, relaxing through the jaw, the eyes, the teeth, the tongue. And again, some of you maybe can grab that right foot with the left hand. Coming up now, back into that lunge expression. So your hands are going to be either side of the front foot and start to set up for your half pigeon. So there's a few ways to practice pigeon pose, but for this one, let's point the toes, the left toes, and have your left foot a little bit closer to the right hip. Wiggling that right foot way back and just checking, maybe quick check that the right hip, right knee, right ankle is in one straight line. Turn to face forwards. Little cobra waves here, so inhale, rising up, really lifting the spine out of the pelvis. Another inhale, lifting. And exhale, coming forwards and down. Inhale, rising up. Exhaling. Inhale, rise. And you can continue in this way, you know, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds. You can hit pause on the video and maybe hold the pose, you know, have a much longer pause. But just for now, we're going to come down into pigeon. Hold the pose. Relaxing the head. Sometimes it's nice to make a little sort of pillow with the hands stacking 2 fists and resting your forehead on top. Draw your shoulders back and down and really try to melt down through your hips. Adding that twist, which is entirely optional. Right forearm parallel to the front edge of your mat. Left hand comes out to the left side and we just twist the chin towards the left shoulder. Breathing here as you hold. Maybe grabbing your right foot with the left hand. And then release. We're going to come up. Right foot comes forward to the outside of the left knee. So this time the right hand comes behind you quite close. Inhale, left arm up. Left elbow to the top of that right knee. Push down and then inhale, rising up. So we're really using our core strength to twist rather than the leverage of this left arm. So you want to be moving from your core power. And breathing here. So the pose might not look, the twist might not look as deep. My dog's about to come in. Say hello. Hello. And then from here we're going to just simply turn, twist to the other side. He does a lot of urgh. Down dog, up dog. He normally likes to sit on my mat. And then turn to face forwards. Again, I'm going to turn to face you. The right ankle here is on top of the left knee. Hips are down. Take an inhale here, reaching up. Exhale, come forwards and down. And just dropping your head. Holding here. So flexing this right foot is good. It makes it a little bit more active and imagining that you're pressing into something like a wall with these 3 points, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the center of that heel. So you're actively pushing away as you flex. A couple more breaths. Coming up. Okay, Kundu, I'm going to need my mat. So from here, we're going to lay down. And just find something neutralizing, so whether that's just giving your knees a little hug and switching and sort of rolling side to side. Maybe a happy baby pose. It's a good one, just neutralizes through the spine. Making sure here that you're keeping the hips heavy. Back of the skull pressing down. And you can, from here, maybe straighten the legs so it looks like a V. Mine's a bit more like a half V because I've got the wall here. And then legs coming up. And you might need to bend the knees, bring the hands to the backs of the thighs here, and just gently drawing the straight-ish legs towards your torso, but just keeping the shoulders down. Some of you maybe can grab the big toes. And then from here, just lay down, take a rest. If you need to take some more twists, now would be a good time, or an inversion, something upside down, headstand, maybe handstand at the wall if that's part of your practice, shoulder stands. But I just wanted to keep this practice short, just wanted to get into the hips so I can move on to the rest of my day, and you can head off and do whatever you need to do. Thanks again for joining me. Namaste.